You see, when you talk about FDI, while it's important, one thing that foreign direct investment will not do is invest in a country where security of its citizens is not guaranteed, respect to human rights is not seen, where taxes are high for them to be able to set up business, where there is no clear taxation regime from one government to one government, from 1 year to another year within the same government. FDI would not respond where we do not have ease of doing business, where corruption is the order of the day. When we talk about stability, as I was talking, all these bases must be handled. You can't say that one area is doing better while you're leaving another area totally unattended to. We have to sit here and talk about, even when we talk about development, there is development of brick and mortar. There is development of humans as the propellers of this development we're talking about.
Can I ask a question? No,
yes.
Let me answer that one first. Javed, let me answer that first.
Okay.
And that is the reason why you need to have a national conversation which is immunized from politicians, political actors, and political interests. So that Mura, Alima, and Wanjiko, we sit down and agree that Kenya is at point A. How do we get to point B, irrespective on who is running Kenya? Yes. Now, we need to have that national conversation. But immediately, President Ruto says we're going to have a national conversation. And you know, Kenya, we are very strange. I remember at some stage, a telecom CEO said, Kenyans are very peculiar. We love attacking personalities instead of attacking ideas. In my view, the reason why we need a national conversation is we immunize the conversation from politicians' selfish interest, masquerading as national and public interest, so that we agree where we're supposed to go.
And how do you do that if the people who are leading the conversation are exactly the political animals that you talk about?
I mean, the national conversation must be led by a head of state or head of government. But now you see Mr. Rigathi Gachagua, DCP, saying, wait a minute, this is not the right time for a national conversation. When is the right time for a national conversation? Because at any point in time, you're going to have a president. At any point in time, you're going to have an opposition. You know, I think the challenges we have and the perils we have in Kenya is this insatiable appetite for attacking personalities. Like, for instance, if the national conversation starts today, for people who take Mr. Rigathi Gachagua's word to the bank, and that is a fair portion of Kenya, they're not going to participate in this national conversation. Now, all the issues you raise here, how do you make Kenya competitive? For instance, there are people who have left Kenya because of the cost of energy. That I understand Zimbabwe and Egypt, it's much lower. The cost of energy is much lower in those two countries. So the question is, how do you reduce that cost of energy? We've got to understand a strange group of people called independent power producers who make the cost of energy very high. How do you reduce that? Number two, how do you ensure that the rule of law is highly regarded? You know, those are the building blocks for a national